I don't know, and maybe y'all can point to me if I'm wrong, that we've ever seen the big three. Like,
Yeah.
take T.I.,
Right.
Wayne, and Kanye in 2010.
Right.
Take that. We've never seen those guys, that three-headed monster,
Yeah.
one of them go after both of them.
That's
And that's why
Yeah.
that the shit resonated so much with me, and I think everybody else, was because it was like, oh, he really don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the relationship with Future and Drake, all of that adds a lot more flavor to it. But I am way more interested in J. Cole right now than I am Drake, because I think
Were they already beefing?
who?
J. Cole and Drake. I mean, and
J. Cole and Kendrick?
J. Cole and Kendrick.
There have been subliminals for
Yeah.
a while with the references, and unless you are watching YouTube videos, are dead like Dreamville till you die, you don't really notice. But it's been very little subliminals, like the Everybody Step is but I'm breakfast on first person shooter is Kendrick diss. But if you're not really listening, like, you're not gonna notice that shit. But
and it go back to almost like 2014.
yeah, seriously.
Like when I forget what song it is we talking about, snatching a crown, nobody got it type
Yeah,
shit. Like there's always been like a little back and forth, but like that is a part of my point where one of my favorite things about the verse is like, that's not some shit he did in 4 takes.
Yeah.
Like, that is some shit he could not wait to get off his chest.
Yeah.
He was so excited to tell both y'all niggas to go eat a dick type shit. Like, and that's why I think it's so up there in terms of disses, because what has to come next? And in your point, like, we've never seen that. We've never seen a nigga go to war with the 2 biggest rappers at one time and already be either above them or at their level. Like, we've never seen somebody just crash out like that.
The niggas just crash out. This shit was crazy.
And I think your point about like it being better in the future, like, okay, like I'm a TDE. Let's TDE lens 12 months from now. Everybody respond one time, and Kendrick body the niggas. Like, it's never happened at that point. Like, if he come out of this shit unscathed, like, if he really come out this shit and whatever Drake do don't hit his heart, or whatever Cole, like, he drop a 15-minute YouTube video and a 3-minute response and that shit not hitting on nothing, and then his album drop Friday and he spin the block. See, that was our biggest, so just to transition, when we were talking about should Drake respond, my thing is, you're playing with fire. Every day you do not respond, we get closer to this second Future album dropping. And the last thing these niggas need is for the second album to come out and nobody said something and they spin the block.
So I don't think that's going to happen. And that's kind of where my point was going when I was telling you to hold up about the Like That song never technically ended. Yeah. As I sat here and thought about that, it wouldn't surprise me if there's a part 2 in this album to that, continuing this drama. Yeah. But why I have been so set on Drake not having to respond is a couple of reasons. First off, Kendrick did not drop an album for 5 years. He did not drop a solo album for 5 years. You don't just to jump off the porch and be like, oh, I'm a diss you, and now I gotta stop what I'm doing, my worldwide sold out tour off the 5th album I've dropped since you've dropped your last album. Like, no. I am the biggest artist in the world right now. I'm the biggest rapper in the world right now. Everything goes as I say it goes. Yeah. And that's why I don't think Drake should have responded, because if Drake were to responded immediately, he would have looked desperate. And this shit would have looked a little too calculated. Like if Drake would have had a Kendrick diss just ready to go 2 days later. And another thing about the Kendrick diss is we're forgetting that Future is a part of this.
Okay.
And what Drake has to realize, because I think J. Cole has a tough task, because J. Cole has to find things to poke at, because I don't think J. Cole got nothing to do with Future, but he has to find things to poke at Kendrick that you can't say about him. Yeah. But where I think J. Cole is going to survive is I think he is the best rapper, the pure rapper out of the 3. Shit. I think when it just comes to rapping, I think he's the best peer rapper right now.
Fuck
Maybe
no.
not all time, but right now, nobody has been rapping like J. Cole for the past 5 years. So I'm going to say right now, he is the best and most in shape rapper, and he's been in album mode. So that adds to it. I think J. Cole ready to go. He just got to figure out what to poke at with Kendrick.
Hey, I hope y'all niggas right.
But
I hope y'all niggas
with Drake,
right.
hold on. With Drake, he has to go to war with Kendrick and Future.
Yeah.
The thing that I think a lot of people are missing is everything Drake relies on to diss niggas, he can't do with either one of them.
Yeah.
Because the numbers Future has, Kendrick has. The bitches Future has, Kendrick don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
The rapping ability, Future is just as good as him, just as much of a hit maker as him, and Kendrick raps better than him. So every single thing that Drake does well when it comes to battling, he got to take a step back and reevaluate all of that shit. And on top of that, this is Future we are talking about. Yeah. Have you seen the reactions from like that? Now imagine he got a solo record just as crazy as that with a hook that repeats for a minute straight. That's a Drake diss. That is crazy as fuck. Yeah. The bass drop out, Metro on the hook going crazy. And for the whole entire summer, we got a Future hook that's a Drake diss because Drake responded too fast and the shit didn't hit like it was supposed to. It's way deeper than just, I gotta go respond and be mean back to the nigga. This nigga might be fucked, bro.
No, that's
this ain't no normal shit this nigga going through, bro.
I know you had a point. I'm gonna go after
these
you.
are the two best rappers on earth right now, dog. These niggas is fish grease. Did you just hear that Future album, dog? I'm scared for this nigga, dog. Do you see how I'm yelling? I'm scared for this nigga.
Before I pass it to you, there's one more person we keep forgetting. Okay. Because you mentioned he going to war with Future. He not going to war with just Future. And like we mentioned it earlier, how it was a civil war. He going to war with Metro. And that is the bit. That's why this beef, this diss, all of it just felt so. It warmed me inside as a hip hop fan because none of this wouldn't happen if it wasn't for Drake.
For sure,
this 1,000% is a consequence of your own doing. Because Kendrick could never jump out the window like that by himself if you were still with Future, if you were still with Metro, if you were still with J. Cole. Like now that you've moved aside from them, niggas are picking sides. And the difference is niggas starting to figure out you can still eat without Drake because he's not making sure y'all eating. You see niggas who was with Drake picking sides. And that's why it's so interesting. Like, Metro got so many niggas. That's why, like, when I mentioned, like, Kendrick seems so excited to do the verse, like, that shit wasn't just Kendrick idea. Like, you see Metro in the club when they play that verse, that nigga is so happy with himself, bro. Yeah. That whole album, the whole rollout, all that shit, like him tweeting the Kendrick lyrics last year, like, I could tell you, like, don't make me turn you to the song. And also, this is where I want to retort. Because and the point about Kendrick not dropping for 5 years is a solid point. Like, if this verse dropped and then Morale came out, sure. Morale been out for 2 years, worldwide tour, Grammy run. He's outside. He's been doing features. It's not like Future.
But he hasn't been outside like Drake. And that's how
that's
Drake
different,
looks at.
though.
That's how Drake. And I say these things. And it's not necessarily my opinion. This is the objective opinion for the conversation to respond to that. If I am Drake, is what I'm saying. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. You had a good album. I've dropped 5.
And that's fair. Look, but this is my thing. If I'm Kendrick, that don't make no sense when I just broke the record for highest selling tour and won the Grammy. I'm outside. To them niggas, you're the best artist in the world. To me, you're second, nigga. Like, that's why to Kendrick, the 5 year shit, there's really nothing. Like, I want to hear it selfishly because first of all, fuck what niggas talking about. You on the clock. Listen, I understand he going to war with Future and Kendrick and Metro. Listen, it took you 19 hours to go get in the lab for Kanye and Pusha T. And Kanye and Pusha T, not no slight niggas. It took you, the song was out the next morning. Y'all was making memes about selling extra records for Push. It was over a song that wasn't even directed. Over a couple bars. So I'm telling that, and y'all on tour together. That's my thing. Y'all heard that shit together. He wasn't in North Carolina. Y'all was in the room listening to this nigga dog y'all out.
Charlie and go. You haven't said anything. Go ahead.
So my take's a little emotional, but like maybe this is just like maybe this is just like hard. I don't know. I just feel like, and I don't know, but like I just feel like Drake and Future have a relationship. Like I just
They
like
just
they have a
fighting right now?
relationship. I feel like it's hard.
I think you.
I feel
believe in
like
this rap
it's.
shit
I
too
think.
much.
I think
This
that
shit is
like
all fake.
you think it's all fake.
It's all fake.
Okay.
They made What a Time to Be Alive in like a week. Them
This
niggas
is
don't
all
fuck
fake.
I
These
think
niggas- this shit is all
that
fake.
when niggas get on songs and they make hits together, I think that there's some type of chemistry that does not make it real. I don't think. I think that maybe they not the best of friends, but I
Right.
think to say that that
Future did sound hurt.
Future and Drake have chemistry.
Future did
That's
sound
not
hurt.
something that you can fake.
To
You
your
can't
point, he
fake
sounded
that.
hurt as fuck.
Like you can't fake that. Like that's why we can. Like if you want to say like Sexy Red and Drake, that's been a conversation. If you want to say that is fake, I can see how you can see that is fake because that's them together.
Yeah.
They make hits together, back to back, continuously. It is documented, it is recorded. They have over 10 hits together. Like they make music together. I think that hurts both of them. Because now we won't get that anymore, and I think that maybe
we gonna
they
get it.
just
We
like,
gonna get
bruh, like
I think we gonna get him again.
I think like I don't know. This is all very new to me. I did not know that anything was going on. I was one of them people that was in the bed like they not doing it. I thought what would Pluto do was like my nigga can't be on the album, so I'm gonna do it.
yeah.
So I'm gonna just shout him out real quick. Like I think that Drake doesn't know how to respond because he like, damn, how did we get here?
Yeah.
And I think in the light skinnedness of Drake, he's like, brother.
No,
Like, how
hell
did we
no. Hell no. Drake ain't responded because Drake know that when he respond, it's got to be one of his best songs he has ever made because he's dealing with the best of the best. Your point
Even
about
more,
Kanye
though.
and Pusha, I love Pusha, not the best of the best. And everything I told you, he can say. He can't say the Future. He can say the Pusha, and all his fans. Shit, no music, no numbers. Okay, we don't give the real niggas may not give a fuck about that, but the people that he'll have enough people say he won the battle, basically, just like Maul said.
I mean, but Drake.
With this, there's none of that, bro. It's none of that. And the part about Drake that is scary for Drake is, Drake has the numbers and Drake has been on this long run, but this shit can come to an end with this. And I mean that. That shit can, this Drake shit can be over with. Drake is always gonna sell music. His white people always gonna fuck with him. But as a rapper, the niggas gotta fuck with you. The real niggas gotta fuck with you. And the bitches gotta fuck with you. And if it's anybody that can make Drake look like an emotional bitch and the nigga we don't want to listen to no more and the old nigga in the club trying to hang out with the little kids, Lil Yachty, Sexy Red, all of that shit, it's Future. And it's Kendrick. And that is the issue with Drake, is this is not a fucking game. This is his career he is playing with. And lastly, Drake has the best record deal that exists on the earth right now. Drake got a 9-figure record deal. The labels got to get that money back. We can't have this shit slowing down the money. And now what I do think is initially this is going to drive everybody's streams up. But if this shit ends bad for Drake, when Future get a track, Kendrick respond, and Drake's revenue starts to take a small hit, that's a way bigger issue than him losing a battle. So it's way more at play here than just Kendrick hurting his feelings.
This is how I feel about it. Like you seen Training Day, right? Y'all seen Training Day?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like, for a long time, Drake just been running shit in this little neighborhood. But right now, we are at a point where this shit all could change this year. Like, it may be over type shit if he don't play this right. And you mentioned, like, he got a lock-in just because it's Kendrick and Future. He coming off an L.
Also, that I
He coming off an L.
Yeah.
Like even if we were to say cooler heads prevail type shit, Future, my nigga, da-da-da, fuck Kendrick, and they solve it like grown adults at a restaurant somewhere in 2 weeks. You still can't go in the shop and cry to LeBron like you already did that. You can't say, I had a song, we couldn't put it out type shit, because you like there's no other course of action you can take. You gotta go through this nigga. And he been waiting. Like, yo, as a teacher, I'm telling you, I'm tickled.
I also want to say, first off, rap needed this. You can see the passion in our voices. Like, rap needed this bad. Yeah. I appreciate Kendrick for stepping out on the porch and just saying, fuck all of this shit and going up again.
I kind of appreciate the sentiment that, like, Like, don't put me with y'all niggas. Like, why
Thank
you
you.
like
Thank
why
you.
you keep putting me with y'all
Thank you.
niggas? Like,
Thank
I'm
you.
like y'all ain't nothing like
I
me.
love that shit.
Yeah.
I love it, bro. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Like, but
Fuck you calling us a big. I don't rock with y'all niggas.
you feel
like,
me? But I want to give Drake some credit because what will Pluto do is crazy.
Great song.
That
Hard.
that twist,
Yeah.
that we found out because Drake, Kanye said it. He
Yeah.
was like, Drake is a real war general.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to diss you, and nobody's going to know except for you.
He just Metro on his own beat. We
until
talked
it's
about
time. That verse wasn't about Metro. That was about Future.
that verse about Metro.
More jump
M's?
around movement
Yeah.
on stages. That is about Future, bro.
I don't listen.
Listen to bro.
I still
Go
think it's
listen to
Metro.
that verse on the way home.
Is Privileged
That
Rappers
verse,
a diss?
That verse is about Future. I have to go listen to Privileged Rappers. More M's, Privileged Rappers. More M's and What Would Pluto Do have been the two I've been focusing on. That verse is about Future, bro, because he had just did a Future verse. Like, he had just did a Future verse, and all of that time, it makes sense that this would be the time it was coming, like, it was surfacing, starting to surface a little bit, because I Never Liked You had been out for about 8 or 9 months, and then the beef happened somewhere in between then, and everything has been going down since then. Also, I could be stretching, but the album titles, I Never Liked You, This Is Between a Bitch, so now it's her loss.
Yeah.
And now This Is For All the Dogs. Speaking of my niggas, the subliminal disses on that album you don't even know about. And then We Don't Trust You. Like, I could
No,
be
We Don't
stretching.
Trust You 1000%.
Like, We Don't Trust You is 1000% about What's Her Face. But the other ones could have something to do with that. But yeah, bro, I really love that Kendrick jumped out like this, bro. Like, simple as that. That shit is. And then on a song like this, on top of that.
That's the thing. We've been dancing around it for so long. Like, it's legit been 10 years. And like, on the short side, the short side of it, these niggas been going back and forth for about 10 years.
Time,